back to Going It Alone, a Year of Play. This is episode 5, Yikes, how do I get people to know I exist? And here's a reminder as to why I am doing these videos. A couple of episodes ago, I talked about the business setup, including websites, social media, and collateral like business cards, postcards, and the like. And this episode, I want to share more about my experience surrounding this. After all, it's all well and good having all the tools, but if you're not using them well, or not at all, then what's the point? So from the outset, I gave a lot of thought on what I wanted to do to try and promote Promethean Play. And I prioritised 3 things: LinkedIn, the website, and face-to-face opportunities. And I also considered magazines and local newspapers. I wrote to the CIPD and some local newspapers in the northeast with an excerpt from an article on Play, but no one responded. So it probably either didn't hit the chord or is too early on in my journey. But at the start, I used Microsoft OneNote and created a notebook based on how I thought I was going to market Promethean Play, and I made some commitments in terms of content creation. I also knew that I needed to update my website regularly as I collected more and more imagery from client sessions, and I needed to be active in looking for opportunities to get out there and show the LEGO Serious Play approach in action. So if I'm to give any advice, make a plan early on around what you're going to do to promote your business and commit to it. So I now work in weeks, not days, because in the early days I did put timelines on some of the content and things that I was getting involved in. So I said it must go out on this certain day. I operate in weeks, not days now, because that was putting me under a bit too much pressure, and I was trying to meet a daily deadline when actually, to be honest, no one else really cares and knows when you're about to post. So I operate in weeks, not days nowadays. So firstly, the website. The Institute of Directors say that over 95% of small business owners don't have a basic understanding of how search engines work. Considering the website is your shop window to the world, it is pretty critical that you know how to get the most out of it. And I am no expert, and I know my website is by no means cutting edge and the best out there. But I do recognise that if I'm to improve, iterate, make things better, then I do need to understand a bit more about how it works, the functionality. So I set out to learn from the ground up. I use Ionis and the website Now Builder. It's simple to use. The purpose of my website is to communicate what I do and move people to act, basically. So to either email, use the online form, or call me. I didn't need anything else other than that, so I don't need to worry about people making payments through the website, signing up to newsletters, or anything too snazzy. But what struck me is that every turn, from Ionis in particular, there's an offer to get listed somewhere or improve your SEO. So I set out to understand more about this. SEO, or search engine optimization, basically means optimizing your web pages so they appear higher in Google or other search engines. And it means people are more likely to click on your website because they see it first. So there are things you can do on your website to ensure keywords are highlighted, but there are other things that are a bit more difficult to do, such as influencing social media attention or links from other websites. On my web platform, I was able to amend page titles and descriptions to help with SEO ranking, so this is a good starting point. But if you type in Promethean Play on Bing, the search engine, I am listed first. On Google, it's page 2. And if you type in LEGO Serious Play, I am listed on page 3 of Bing, but I stopped looking on Google because it was past page 12 and I still couldn't be found. So does it matter? My view is yes, but attracting them to your site is one thing. So attracting those hordes of people to come and have a look at your website is fab, but making them stay is another, and making them obviously act is even better. So far since conception, my website has had over 1,000 unique visitors, but they only stay for, on average, 36 seconds. And at this stage in my business and the type of work I'm currently doing, I'm not losing sleep over SEO, but I will probably venture into some form of paid ads in the future. But my focus now is on building up to a quality and building up to an interesting website that make people act and do something. So hopefully book my services. Another thing you can do by yourself, and you don't need to pay anyone to do this, is to update your business details on things like Google Maps and Bing Business. It takes about 20 minutes, but is yet another way to get your details out there. So do invest time learning about SEO and make sure the text you use is clear and adds value to users, and think about what people may be searching for, and then tailor the text on your website or on the Google Maps business pages, etc. To do that. But importantly, prioritize the actual website so it does what you want it to do before focusing on attracting volumes and volumes of visitors. Secondly, LinkedIn. So I write an article every fortnight that is on a business related topic, and I often end sort of that article highlighting how Lego Serious Play could help. And I've now written 12 articles, and without fail I've posted them fortnightly on my business LinkedIn page. It's free to set one up, and then I share using my personal profile on LinkedIn as well to generate and drive a bit of reach. And LinkedIn is such a useful tool to get people to know who you are, what you do, and it has been the main platform from which clients have contacted me. But I'm choosing not to get too bogged down by reach, number of likes, comments or shares. I spend a lot of time researching the LinkedIn algorithms, and it generally caused me some anguish knowing that I put time and effort into creating and writing some content for it to go nowhere. But it does go somewhere. It doesn't just go nowhere. It still remains a post on your profile, and I transfer the content to my website, and every time I write I learn something new. Nothing is wasted. It's taken me a while to get to this mindset, and it required a critical friend to prod some of my thinking. Of course, I would love it if every post got a reach of 10,000 and more and others were super engaged in it. But you are competing so much with content on LinkedIn and any social media, it's generally not worth getting worked up about. I've already had people connect with me saying that they read my articles from a while back, and they may not have hit the thumbs up button, but somehow it did get to them and resonated. And my business page now has 117 followers, which I'm really pleased about. And all these people are daring to await the next post from Promethean Play. And maybe I am being too blasé, but it could end up being a full-time job, in itself, dealing with social media if you let it. I want to ensure I have the balance right, and so I think should you. So schedule time to look at it, otherwise you will find yourself scrolling through the feed all the time and getting yourself a bit worked up about it, like I did, until my friend gave me a bit of a knock to sort myself out. And then thirdly, face-to-face. I was so fortunate to get talking to someone at an event recently, and she heads up the events team at a business park near me, and with loads of potential clients there, plus the most awesome venue and hospitality, we agreed to do some free Lego Serious Play sort of taster sessions. So if you have any business parks nearby, reach out. It's a win for them to show how they are offering additional services to their tenants and could result in business for you too. Since then, I've also been exploring some collaborative work with some other business and HR consultants in the area, and I make time to attend free networking events wherever I can, carrying business cards on the go. So after all, you can end up chatting with anyone, anywhere, and so having that sort of contact detail to pass on is quite useful, even though the world has gone digital now. And I've realised that when I have face-to-face interaction, and even better when I can demonstrate Lego Serious Play and people can see it in action, the conversion factor is greater, and people contact me and want to give it a go. So learn quickly and learn fast what approach works for you that will turn prospective clients into paying clients, then do more of it. Now, it's early days for me, but I'm absolutely loving it. Finally, what's next? Well, for me, it's Vimeo and video production. I did dabble with this a few weeks ago, and I created a video that I sent to 10 contacts on LinkedIn that I've previously worked with. Now, 2 responded and 8 I don't think opened it, but I didn't make it very easy for them. So firstly, I made them download the 300 megabyte video from a WeTransfer link. It was 9 minutes long, and did it really talk to them? Probably not. Well, the fact that 8 people haven't even watched it suggests that. And so what I want to try and do is think about how I can create some really cool video Lego Serious Play in action, less than a minute, that really resonates with people, and that's what I'm working on now. And if I can showcase that Lego Serious Play methodology and people can see it in action and see the value add and the benefits, then I think that will be a big step forward. Will it be polished, super professional? Probably not. But as time goes on, I might invest in a more professional videographer if it really does have some traction. But you know what? I'm having fun and I'm trying new things. So a bit of a piece of advice for me is keep trying that, keep doing new stuff, and accept that you will be knocked back or ghosted, just like I was a few weeks ago. But I keep reminding myself that it takes a bit of bravery to go it alone and put yourself out there. Getting noticed is important, but doing it in a way that is comfortable to you is critical. And this whole marketing gig is a reminder that having your own business requires you to wear so many hats, and that can be scary or require you to upskill and quickly do it. So a lot of work goes on behind the scenes that not everyone sees, sometimes not even friends or family, which leads me on to say, join me next time for Yikes. I do have a job, you know, where I'll share my perspectives on self-employment and life with family and friends. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you.